Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 19 of the Essential Zodiac Podcast. I'm your host, Cynthia McNulty.
And I'm Audrey Famine.
Before we get into our episode, which is the Taurus full moon lunar eclipse, I wanted to mention that I have 2023 pre-order information up on my website. There's several types of forecasts and a lunar return planner available. So you can get ready for 2023. These planners and the forecasts are created with your particular natal information, so they are, customized for you. There's a link right on the welcome page of the website, so you can take a look at that. And of course, if you have any questions, just let me know. Also, all you November babies out there, now is the time for you to order your solar return. And your solar return is your personal new year. And it will let you know and show you all the particular energy coming your way from this birthday to next birthday, so that you could take advantage of the good energy and plan for maybe the not so good energy. And that information can be found under current promotions. And click on that and you'll get all your information. So now for our episode, the Taurus full moon lunar eclipse. This will occur on November 8th, which is election day. So everybody get out there and make your voice heard. What is interesting to me is Taurus is an earth sign. It's ruled by Venus. It's a stable earth sign. It's what we call fixed in nature. So decisions that are made are usually permanent decisions, which is a very interesting occurrence for an election day. So we will have to look at that. Very interested in how everything is going to shake out. Now, first of all, what is an eclipse? Let's look at it astronomically first. So an eclipse occurs when one heavenly body, such as the moon, moves into the shadow of another heavenly body, in this case, the sun. So the moon moves in orbit around the earth, and at the same time, Earth orbits the sun. So sometimes the earth moves between the sun and the moon. And when this happens, Earth blocks the sunlight that is normally reflected by the moon. So it's the sunlight that causes the moon to shine. So instead of light hitting the moon's surface, Earth's shadow falls on the moon. And this is an eclipse of the moon, or a lunar eclipse. And a lunar eclipse can only occur when the moon is full. Unlike a solar eclipse, you can look at a lunar eclipse with the naked eye. It won't hurt you. So astrologically, eclipses are a very potent time. Eclipses are the new and full moons that are charged up. Astrologically, all moon cycles are essentially strong events. However, lunar or solar eclipses are rare because they only occur 4 times a year. So usually 2 in the spring, 2 in the fall. Eclipses always arrive in pairs and land in the exact opposite signs of the zodiac. So in this case, Scorpio and Taurus. We had a Scorpio solar eclipse, and now we're finishing up with the Taurus full moon lunar eclipse. Power struggles can be explosive during eclipses. Often previously hidden details may come to light, exposing secret agendas, crimes, scandalous behavior. Picking up the pieces could take a while, but with no nonsense, fixed energy, which is Taurus and Scorpio, helming the operation, these eclipses force us to deal with the facts and devise solutions that may require rebuilding from the ground up. So again, with this eclipse occurring on election day, prior to election day, we might find some interesting things occurring in the news. So we'll have to keep our eyes open for that. Now, the way I explain eclipses, it's like a system or a patch update for your computer. I mean, it's the best way that I could think of. It's the great metaphor because so you're getting a new upgrade to the script we're running, right? So when you have an update, and anybody who runs Microsoft will know you get this update periodically, and to put that update into action, you have to reboot your computer. So this is what you do. So some improvements may seem subtle at first, or, depending on your situation, it could mean a complete overhaul. So, you could find bugs in your system that need to be taken care of before you can implement changes. So, astrologically, you want to pay attention to the events around you because eclipses trigger certain situations. It could also cause things to happen a lot sooner than you expected. So, for example, if you've been planning some type of goal or situation, it could occur a lot faster than you may have planned for. So you have to be on your toes and do take advantage of the energy. Don't let it slip through your fingers. You also want to be aware that what you start during the eclipse season or what you're trying to end, is permanent. So you want to make sure that it's exactly what you want. Be specific in your intentions and goals. Don't be broad. I know a lot of times new witches and new pagans make too broad of statements during times like this, and then, their entire life implodes, and they come to the elders. We can't always fix it. We can help you kind of glue some of the pieces back together, but sometimes not all of it. So do be specific when you make your goals or your intentions.
We always like to talk about, explore the ripples before you state, your goal or your intent or whatever. Think about how that actually might play out and be, as Cindy says, more specific in your language.
Exactly. One of the tricks that I use to make sure that I don't forget something or be too broad is I write out what I want, a goal or what kind of intention I'm going for, and I look it over and I look for any loopholes or anything like that that could be misconstrued. And it also helps me focus exactly, what I am looking for. I can look at it and say, oh, no, that's not what I meant. And before I go through anything that's going to alter my life irrevocably. So there you go. That's something to think about. Just write it out, sleep on it, take a look at it before you implement it. We're going to take a short break. And when we come back, I'm going to talk about what to expect during our Taurus lunar eclipse.
The Essential Zodiac podcast is published every other Friday. Join us for insights into the moon cycle and astrological events and begin using their influence to benefit your own life. Visit EssentialZodiac.com to learn more about Cindy and her offers. And while you're there, check out the Patreon link and see how you can help support production of this podcast. We hope you'll subscribe to the podcast and share it with your friends. You can find the Essential Zodiac on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Now back to you, Cindy.
Welcome back, everybody. So now we're going to talk about what to expect during the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. sense and sensuality. Remember, Taurus is ruled by Venus. Eclipses also reveal shadows, beaming on hidden aspects of life that we'd rather not deal with. These shakeups could be shocking, okay? Especially if you're not expecting it. And sometimes these shakeups can affect you. But they're coming from someone else. So it's like you're the collateral damage in someone else's life. So you may not be expecting anything at all, and then this bomb gets dropped in your lap. So that's something that, well, you can't really prepare for, but you can prepare for the aftermath. You have to look at, how are you going to get through that? Like, well, what self-care might you need? Is it going so far as to talk to a professional, or is it just something that you could, tell your best friend? So that's something to think about there. Now, you don't have to hide because we do need to live our life. And if you haven't done early voting, like I said, November 8th, that's our day. So we got to go and do our civic duty. You may also have to shift into a practical, resourceful mode in order to resolve whatever curveball you've been thrown, okay? Whether, like I said, it's a minor tremor or a seismic shift, whatever change arises was overdue. No more ignoring what needs to be done. Also, bring on the tender, loving care, affectionate gestures, and long, lingering hugs. Everybody could always use a hug. Taurus is ruled by loving Venus, and right now she's joined by the Sun in sexy Scorpio. Scorpio is a water sign, and it is known for intensity, but we could turn that intensity into something good. So this is a highly emotional position for Venus. It is passionate, sexual, and intense energy. So brace yourself. Your sex life will probably go up a notch or two during this eclipse. So take advantage of that because that's a very good tension and stress release. So there you go. What may also happen, though, which is the downside, is you could actually discover that nice person that you were making friends with is actually a manipulative jerk. But, better that you should know than find out, 6 months down the road when you've really invested your heart into the relationship. Although, on the other side, maybe the person that you are seeing, your significant other or a new friend, is really more stable than you gave them credit for. Maybe they're the ones that keep showing up to support whatever, you may need. So again, pay attention to all the people around you as well, because remember, you're not the only one experiencing this energy. This is a global situation. So, your experience, your friends, family, the neighbor across the street, everybody is feeling the energy that is being emanated. Though, because you've been listening to my podcasts, you know what to do about it when you feel kind of off center. So listening to me is going to help you. Now, here are some mantras that you can use during the eclipse. And these are going to be for your sun sign. Also, if you know your rising sign, you can pay attention and do both of them. So, for example, if your sun sign is an Aries, you'll have this mantra. But if you also know that your rising sign is in Taurus, listen to both of them. And also, I will put the mantras on Facebook, Essential Zodiac's Facebook page, and I will also put them under the podcast section on my website so that you guys can have them. So for the first one, of course, we're going to do Aries or Aries rising. This lunar eclipse will activate your second house, and that's your house of finances, but your day-to-day finances, like the money in your checkbook. So your mantra is, I await the building blocks of abundance to stack in perfect alignment. I'll say that again. I await the building blocks of abundance to stack in perfect alignment. Next, we have Taurus or Taurus rising, which is going to activate the first house. The way I move through the world evolves through trusting myself first. The way I move through the world evolves through trusting myself first. Now for Gemini and Gemini rising, this will activate your 12th house. And the 12th house is about what is hidden, our dreams, things like that. And my dreams will manifest in the physical reality when I least expect it. My dreams will manifest in the physical reality when I least expect it. And now we have Cancer or Cancer rising, which is activating your 11th house. These are the people in your network, friends that are more of acquaintances, colleagues, things like that. My friendships propel me towards my destiny. My friendships propel me towards my destiny. And for Leo rising, this activates our 10th house. And the 10th house is the house of our career and public image. I allow outdated career beliefs to fade away and make room for my fated trajectory. One more time. I allow outdated career beliefs to fade away and make room for my fated trajectory. And Virgo or Virgo rising, activating the 9th house. And the 9th house is travel, wisdom, our philosophies of life, our spirituality. New information can transform my belief systems in unexpected ways. New information can transform my belief systems in unexpected ways. And then we have Libra or Libra rising, activating the 8th house. And the 8th house is the house of intimacy, house of investments, that type of money, like a savings account, a money market account. It rules that kind of money, but also your intimate relationships. Merging with another profoundly impacts my resources. Merging with another profoundly impacts my resources. Scorpio or Scorpio rising, activating the 7th house, which is house of partnerships, romantic partnerships, deep friendships, even partnerships involving business relations. So I release control in my partnerships so that the universe can conspire in my favor. I release control in my partnerships so that the universe can conspire in my favor.
That sounds great.
That does sound good, doesn't that? Yes, it's like let go and let the universe take care of it. Next, we have Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising, activating the 6th house, which is the house of our health, work, service to others. Finding grounded ways to support others has symbiotic purpose. Finding grounded ways to support others has symbiotic purpose. Capricorn or Capricorn rising, activating the 5th house, which is the house of creative self-expression. I lean into surprising creative insights and trust that they will guide my life's trajectory. I lean into surprising creative insights and trust that they will guide my life's trajectory. And now we have Aquarius or Aquarius rising, activating the 4th house, your house of home and family. The foundations of my life are ready to evolve. The foundations of my life are ready to evolve. And last, but certainly not least, we have Pisces, or Pisces rising, activating the third house, which is your house of communication. I deserve supportive friends, and their insights will carry me in surprising directions. I deserve supportive friends, and their insight will carry me in surprising directions. Well, there you go, my friends. All about the Taurus full moon lunar eclipse. I hope you enjoyed that. So take care, and remember, with astrology, you can chart your life's course.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of the Essential Zodiac podcast. Visit essentialzodiac.com to learn more about Cynthia McNulty and about the solar return special she mentioned earlier. While you're there, be sure to sign up for the monthly Skywatch Journal. If you have a question about astrology that you'd like Cynthia to discuss on an upcoming episode, send an email to ezpodcast@yahoo.com. Again, the letter E, the letter Z, podcast@yahoo.com. You can find Essential Zodiac on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. The Essential Zodiac podcast is produced at Muddy Creek Studios.